Welcome back to the Road to National series. In today's episode, I'm going to take you through an upper deload workout. So for my main movement today, I decided to do axle bar close grip bench presses for 2 sets of 10 at 100 kilos. The second set was probably a bit more difficult than I would have liked, considering it's a deload week, particularly because this is my last upper workout before the deload week is over. So I like to really go much easier, but I did do that with all the other accessories. So overall it was a good workout and I didn't push myself too hard, which has been my aim this deload week, to really prime myself and get myself ready for the next block of training. These axle bar bench presses felt good. Using the axle bar, it doesn't make too much of a difference on a bench press unless you're benching loads of weight, because obviously there's no flex in it, but it just means that your wrist position and your elbow position is slightly different. You can't hold the bar the same way because it'll roll out of your hands because it's an axle, so you sort of have to tuck your elbows under a little more, but that's basically the only difference, and they went well. So the first accessory here was rope tricep extensions. I went really light on these, 40 pounds. I think I got 2 sets of 20, or actually I think the second set I had like a massive pump in the triceps, so I just got like a set of 18 or 19 or something. But basically, like I said, I'm trying not to go too hard, so I could have probably pushed to failure to hit 20 or 21 reps or something, but it wouldn't have been worth it. It would defeat the point of the workout. So that's something you always have to keep in mind, is like, we're training here, we're not trying to hit records or arbitrary numbers within the training session. The whole point is to make yourself better, and what was going to make me better in the long run was like not pushing to failure and grinding through like an extra rep or two. I can't remember how many reps I fell short. So these felt good. Also, I have the long rope here just because it allows me to fully lock out. I don't know why the short rope is the standard for gyms, because like almost nobody can lock that out properly. The long rope is just far superior in my opinion. So the next accessory here is chest press. So I went really light on this for me. So earlier in the week I deloaded this at 180 pounds. My normal working weight is normally somewhere around 200 to 220, but I have gone much heavier. I've gone up to like 280 pounds on this before, but just for like a set of 5. So here I decided to do 2 sets of 20 at this. Earlier in the week I did manage to get a set of 20 at 180 pounds, but like I said, on this deload workout I'm trying to deload even more, just go really light and get just blood flowing to the muscles. Try and tell your muscles and tell your body as a whole to remember to stay strong. Like, that is why I still train during my deload weeks. It's not a rest, it's a deload. You're doing less, not nothing. You want your body to retain the strength that it has built. If you just do nothing, it thinks, oh right, so we're past that period of having to work hard, we can drop the strength. Now in 1 week that's probably not too bad, you won't drop that much strength, but definitely if you sustain for like a 2-week period or more, you would start to drop strength. So deloads are about doing less, not nothing. So those chest presses felt good. Then the next accessory here was overhead dumbbell presses. I just again went light on these. 20 kilos is really light for me. I can like strict press 90 some kilos, and earlier in the week for my first deload session my main lift was strict presses at 70 kilos for easy sets of 5. So just using 20 kilo dumbbells or 40 kilos in total is very light for me. You'll see that I'm only lowering to parallel with my arms. That's just because that is what feels comfortable and right in my shoulders. If I lower any more, I get like a slight pain at the front of my delt, so I'm just not going to do that. That's not a range of motion I have access to, but it's not that I'm opposed to anyone doing that. If you do have access to that range of motion, train the full range of motion. The only reason I'm not is because it gives me pain, and if it didn't, over time, if I do that accessory more and more, I'll probably build up more and more range of motion. So that's another thing you can do when progressively overloading your accessories, is you can progressively overload the range of motion. That's often not talked about. People just think of weight and reps, but going through a larger range of motion is another way to progress exercises. So The next accessory here was hammer curls. I went really light with 15 kilo dumbbells here, and I think I got 2 sets of 25. These felt really nice. Recently, I've been feeling hammer curls have felt really good. It's hitting the slight head of the bicep that goes over the elbow joint as well, and I'm feeling it down into my forearms. But I normally find regular bicep curls get a much better pump in the bicep because you're supinating the hand, which the bicep, that is another role of the bicep, is to assist with supination. And you just feel normally like I can get a better contraction on the bicep. But recently, for whatever reason, these hammer curls seem to have ignited my biceps way more. Like you'll see when I drop the dumbbells here, I literally had a nice little sting in those biceps. So that went well. Then for the final accessory here, I just did an isometric hold on the GHD. The reason I like training isometrics when doing the abs for powerlifting is that is how you use your abs in powerlifting. Your spine shouldn't be moving and going through a range of motion for the squat, bench and deadlift. You should be bracing and working on how you can use your abs whilst like holding your breath as well. So that's another thing that this trains. You're in the uncomfortable position for the entire range of motion. You can't like breathe in at the top where it's easier. You're constantly in that struggling point, and it teaches you to breathe properly, which is a transferable skill for powerlifting. Now, I only did 1 set here just because I went for a long time. I went for almost a minute, and my abs were still a bit sore from last week's ab training. The GHD sit-ups I'd done really seemed to nail them for whatever reason. I think my abs just aren't conditioned to push as hard as I did last week. And obviously it's a deload week. I want to feel good for next week, so I just did 1 set there. So that is it for the workout and today's video. I hope you did in fact enjoy the video. If you did, drop it a like, drop a comment, subscribe, click the bell, all of that good stuff, and I hope you have a great day.